Well, documents obtained by 10 News show a University of Tennessee professor resigned after students reported misconduct, including some sexual in nature. The university cited multiple allegations of misconduct against longtime professor Henry Gracino-Mayer. 10 News anchor Daniel Sexton read through the documents, which say what the professor did is, quote, egregious. Daniel?
Yeah, Beth, the university made it very clear in these documents that they want Professor Gracino-Mayer off campus and quickly.
Scathing documents from the University of Tennessee detail alleged misconduct reported by current and past students of Professor Henry Gracino-Mayer. The documents not detailing specific incidents, but ordering him to stay away from students and colleagues, describing a pattern of manipulation and mistreatment of students, noting leaders struggled with whether the university should accept his resignation, and claiming Gracino-Mayer also admitted he knew he was violating the policy. The geography professor may be best known for predicting the devastation of the Sevier County wildfires, along with tree ring research. Now, attention turning to this series of reports, some of which were, quote, sexual in nature, but all of which reflects the abuse of Gracino-Mayer's position and power. In a September 7th letter responding to his resignation, the university told Gracino-Mayer to clean out his office and not affiliate with the university in any way, except as a former professor. It also described his situation as a resignation in lieu of termination. Gracino-Mayer has been on paid leave since August 8th.
His resignation is effective on October 1st, and the university says that the investigation does not end with that resignation. To see more about those documents, head to our website, WBIR.com.
Daniel Sexton with more on the investigation. Thank you.